Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about The Works of Vermin by Hiron Ennes. The Works of Vermin... So, longtime viewers of Bar Cart Bookshelf will know that a couple of years back I read and adored Hiron Ennes' debut novel, Leech. It is a book that I love absolutely to pieces, that I read in about a day and a half, that I wish I could erase from my memory so that I could read it for the first time again, and that I recall attending a virtual event for in 2022 when it came out, when Ennes was in conversation with dear friend of Bar Cart Bookshelf, Lee Mandello, and mentioned what their second novel was going to be as this sort of unrelated revenge drama. And I just stuck that in the back of my brain for 3 years. I was like, when's it going to be here? When's it going to be here? And here it is. Here it is at last. Here she is, boys. Here she is, world. Here's The Works of Vermin. Just... It is a rare gift to be in the presence of someone's work who you enjoy just this much, and for it to be so different. You know, Leech, it's cold, it's fast, it's like the biting wind with, you know, not even snow, ice pellets in it. It's drawing you forward. You want to just gobble it up as fast as you can. And The Works of Vermin is not that. It's humid, it's tumescent, it's like soaked with sweat and perfume and acid rain and botanical greenery, and you just want to lounge in it and bask in it and soak in it, because there are bugs and there are trees and there's just the swelter and nights at the opera and just a wholly different reading experience, and utterly satisfying as well. Like, again, as I did say, there are a lot of bugs. So if, like, bug stuff is a problem for you, be aware with The Works of Vermin. But it's spooky season after all, so we're going for that little extra bit of squish. I absolutely adored it. I think it's just wonderful. It's the story of a city called Tilliard that is in sort of the trunk of an enormous tree. It's a weird city. We love a weird city here on Bar Cart Bookshelf. One of those staples, just like, yes. And it's crawling with bugs, and it's crawling with inequality, and with, you know, discontent, and the spirit of change. It is a city that is undergoing constant regime changes, generation upon generation, mediated through artistic movements. It's nights at the opera, as I said, and, you know, poisonous ectotoxin infused perfumes, and, you know, stitching hand-embroidered handkerchiefs. It is a city dedicated to art and also absolutely soaked in blood and ichor and, you know, treachery. It's just delicious. And through this, we have stories from the very highest echelons, the chancellor of the city and his coterie, and the very lowest pest controllers there down in the heart of the city, dealing with all of the bugs, and the ways in which these two very different worlds are connected to each other and draw together. It's one of these puzzle box books where I just worry about saying too much and not letting you enjoy the experience of saying, wait, what, wait, huh? I understand, I get it, and now it's all happening, and oh, it's just, it's delicious. I want a dozen novels, more than a dozen novels from Hiron Ennes, and I want them to all come out different. Like, oh my god. And so, with my ebullience here, we needed to have a drink. Our drink today is the Extemporist, named for one of these artistic movements, this sort of nascent revolutionary movement of art and transformation in the city, this inextricable bond of art and the political revolutionary spirit. And we're going to begin with 1 ounce of Slivovitz plum brandy. So, we have 1 ounce of our plum brandy out in the hinterlands beyond Tilliard, where one of our characters, Mallory Van Passand, comes from. They're growing a lot of plums and making a lot of plum brandy. And so, to that, we will get our plum brandy. And then we will modify as needed. We're going to get 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice in here. It is an extemporist, so if you want it to be slow and sultry and supple, then forego the lemon juice, and instead of shaking this, as we're going to, we would stir it. It's an extemporist. There's no one who's going to break down your door, no counter-revolutionary who is going to say, you're making this cocktail wrong. You can play with it. You can be a little, be a little innovative. Try it out. But here's how I'm making it, because we've got acid rains that fall over Tilliard, and so we're going to get that acid of the lemon in there. And then we'll get some modifications. As I said, we're making a lot of perfume here, really heavy, layered herbal concoctions. And for that in mind, we're going to get 1/2 ounce of yellow chartreuse. This is the sort of warming cinnamon chartreuse, not the mentholated brightness of the green chartreuse. So we'll get 1/2 ounce of that yellow chartreuse in there. And then 1/2 ounce of Luxardo liqueur. This is a sort of cherry liqueur, but it tastes a little more like cherry bark, and we'll get 1/2 ounce of that. Again, it's an extemporist. If you want to replace this with something that's a little more sweet cherry, berry cherry, like a cherry Hiron, then, try that out. See if that sparks something in you. See if that inspires your art, or inspires you to stab someone, or have a duel, or plot a coup, But for us, we're going to get that cherry bark flavor down into there. And then, finally, for this stage, we'll get 1/4 ounce of maple syrup, because we're here in a big tree city, so we really ought to have that tree element. Again, if you want something darker, maybe swap the maple for molasses, something richer and darker. Again, lots of ways to play when we're extemporists. One avenue is cut off, we're going to find another way. We're not revivalists, we're not neo-repressionists, we're extemporists. And so we are okay to play. But if you want to make it my classic way, 1 ounce of Slivovitz, 1/2 ounce of Luxardo, 1/2 ounce of yellow chartreuse, 3/4 ounce of lemon juice, 1/4 ounce of maple syrup, and then a special treat at the end. Now we've got all of our major ingredients here in our shaker. And we will shake it up, wake it up. Get our ice in last, because you never know when someone's going to come knocking down your door, or you're going to have to deal with a teratopod, and you've got all these weird bugs around that you really have to deal with now. Then we'll shake it on up. Lovely. Nice, frosty, freezy, cold. Good for those hot days alongside the river there in Tilliard. We'll take our hawthorn strainer and strain into a stemmed glass here. Perfect. And as I said, we've got a special treat at the end. We've got a thing that goes pop, the way revolutions often do. And we'll get some sparkling wine. Woo! And top our extemporist with that. perfect for a blood-soaked evening at the opera. And there you have it. This is the Extemporist, inspired by the Works of Vermin by Hiron Ennes. The Works of Vermin is available today. A huge thank you to the publisher Tor Books for answering my multiple requests for a review copy of this one so that we could talk about it on release day. I'm so excited for my hardcover that I pre-ordered to arrive as well, because I needed to have it in hardcover for me. Because I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I've got a link to snag the book in the description down below, as well as a link to purchase my book, Cocktails and Consoles, 75 Cocktails and Mocktails to Level Up Your Game Night, all drinks inspired by video games. We've got links to various forms of social media, including Blue Sky and Instagram, where there is always a written version of today's recipe. Try the drink. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit that like button. It makes me so happy when you do. Subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss an episode. We've got some really great books that we'll be talking about as we continue our Halloween October programming and head into the coldest and darkest parts of the year in November and December. I'm really excited to share that with all of you. And so, until next time, cheers.